And we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Ice Queendom.
Ice Queen, use Queen,
So,
we all Queen.
I have not seen any spoilers for this, but I did see a tweet from Judgmental Critter saying that this was the worst episode yet.
Yeah, she was fucking irate.
It came out today. How do you see spoilers? Oh, I guess if you're on Twitter.
Yeah, I was scrolling. I saw that. I'm like, oh, I should probably not be on Twitter right now. It's like that thing where I click on like in our server just to check them. I check all the channels,
including the spoiler chat, like an idiot.
Yeah, because I'm supposed to be moderating things. I'm supposed to be there in case things are getting out of hand or something. And just like I check on it, I'm like, wait, no, I shouldn't be in the Ice Queendom spoiler. Why am I in here?
Yeah. Mods haven't recorded the reaction yet. Go crazy.
So last episode we ended on a cliffhanger where Blake and Yang literally somehow broke reality, teleported to where RWBY, Weiss, John, Pyrrha, and all the silly Weisses were
in a Raven cosplay because Blake finally figured out how to make Yang horny.
Well, it's an Adam cosplay, but you're right. Raven is close enough. It's like it's kind of a mix.
Raven is just Rule 63 Adam.
I mean, yeah, actually, huh? Wow, you're right. Well, regardless, like, so there was a lot of people that were like, "Oh, she shouldn't be dressing up like her abuser or whatever." And it's like,
yeah, I saw that too. And I'm kind of one way and the other on that one, because on the one hand I get it, but on the other hand it's actually kind of an empowerment thing when you think about it.
I mean, also, isn't that kind of the point? Like,
yeah.
Isn't she trying to be like as bad as she can be to
I think so.
fuck with Weiss a little?
Well, I don't know, because we don't have the plan, and I'm looking at the first frame here where it looks like we're going to actually get the plan between...
they can't show the plan in RWBY. That goes against the whole mission statement.
Speaking of which, I don't think... Yeah, there it is. I was going to say, I don't think you'd posted it yet. Hang on. All right, pulling it up.
You could always just go back to scroll up and get the link to the last episode.
I could, but this is more convenient.
yeah, like I want to do a reaction one of these days. Like whenever it's something like I'm just like not interested in, I'm gonna watch a different show and just react to that. Be like, yes, I see.
So there were a lot of people going back and forth, and like one of the things that I contend is that like how abusive was. I mean, he was to some degree abusive to Blake. We know that because he gaslit her. That's like the only confirmed moment of abuse that we have in the show.
Also, she was 12 when their relationship started.
They were 12 when they met. Was it when did their relationship start? That's my question.
Blake said she was with him for 5 years when she was 17.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I forgot about that. Yeah, no.
Yeah, 12, yeah.
All right. I pull it back. Yeah, that is much more abusive than I remembered.
Yeah.
The thing is, because I'm writing fiction, and there's a lot of Blake and Adam stuff in this season, and like we talked about, it's like, when did they get together? Well, they've known each other for 5 years, but like, they only really get together like near the last year, and that's when things are already falling, that sort of thing. So it's like we're like trying to figure out the morality of things, like how old everyone is. Adam's a little bit younger in our version, so it's like we're trying to like even the playing field, make it not as clear cut on like how bad things were. But Jesus Christ, this man was almost, quite frankly, a cradle robber in like the worst possible way. I don't want to use the actual word. I know that's a soft word to use for what it is. I don't want to use the actual word because I don't want to get demonetized.
Yeah, we all know what you mean.
We know what the word is.
But yeah, so taking the clothes of her abuser and like using it as an empowerment move, and then also like using it to like jostle Weiss. We'll see if that's the actual plan. It's RWBY. It might be dumber than we think.
Yeah.
It definitely might be. I want to see it. I want to see how dumb it can get.
All right, well then let's jump right into it.
Yeah,
you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
No, you mean after? What?
What?
What? Wait a second.
What? What?
Wait.
The only way to fight the zombie virus is to catch the zombie virus.
Isn't that the World War Z with Brad Pitt? Isn't that what he did?
Oh yeah,
I don't remember. I don't.
Actually, well, here's the thing. Like, now I'm seeing another route here is because like RWBY was infected, and now Blake's gonna be infected. So I guess maybe Yang's also gonna get infected.
And then they're gonna take over the world as like nightmare lesbians.
I've read like 3 fanfics like that.
We stand the nightmare lesbian polycule. Do it.
Yes. I don't like how they're breathing. Just
The models are
undulating.
the models are really weird looking. I don't know why. There's something's off about them.
You are making a lot of assumptions for how this dream world works.
Yeah.
Works however
Also,
you
I
want
now-
it to.
I now just realized that her suit has a little paw print on the breast. You can look a little closer and it says Yang here.
You're assuming.
Yeah, I know. Why do you know all this? Yang, I read the script.
Well, you know, like all she had to do is like, well, now that one of our teammates is in one of these, you know, after John or whatever, I decided to read up on them. It's like Blake is the ready one. You can have hand wave it away with one line of dialogue. Dialogue.
Is that
We
the,
want
like
to
the
read
new
the
Pokemon?
dialogue.
the new Poliwag evolution?
Wait, the subtitles just used her. That's the first time we. Oh wait, who was it they were referring to? Was that Weiss or was that Shion?
I don't know. Like, the Japanese language doesn't have pronouns at all, so I imagine the translators are scrambling.
It does.
I thought it didn't.
Kare and Kanojo. Kare and Kanojo. Him and her.
Okay.
Like, the thing is, it also stands in for the word for guy or girl, but like it can, you know, kare wa chisai, that he is small. Kanojo wa oki desu, she is big. Like, you can have there's a lot. They have a lot of pronouns in Japanese. A lot of them are like formal.
Okay, maybe that's the thing.
One thing,
Because I know
one thing
there's some
did
anime
notice-
that, like, half the comedy doesn't translate well because it's all about, like, the Japanese not using pronouns, so they don't know who they're talking about.
It's very polite when you're using self pronouns. There are different options, but like the most generic one to use for yourself is watashi, which is completely gender neutral.
Isn't it just I, though?
That's I.
Yeah.
But when it comes down to referring to other people, I'm trying to think if there's a gender neutral reference for other people. There's like senpai and stuff that are gender neutral.
Yeah.
But those are titles more so.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been doing a bang up job with all the other ones.
Yes, please let them do something.
No.
You gotta wait 3 volumes for that.
Just look over and Shion's passed out. It's just like, oh, that's a bad side.
Okay, the models look rough, right? Like, it's not just me.
Yeah, the quality has been dipping.
Yeah, something's
Dipping.
off about
That's a
them.
word for it.
Well, I know what you hold on the earlier.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Are you kidding me with that one?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, it wasn't this bad in earlier episodes. They at least stayed somewhat on model. Now, more and more.
Oh. I wonder how many hours this has been going on for.
That's a very good question. It's only been 10 minutes.
Yeah, how fast does time move in the dream?
That's a
I mean,
great
they haven't said
question.
anything, so I imagine it's just real time.
Yeah.
Possibly. No, Nora's just really impatient. Like, it's been 5 minutes, and she's like, let us do something!
Young. It's a dangerous gamble shroud!
まだまだ本当の力を秘めている。
レンがワイスと同じ目に遭ってたら、私もブレイクと同じこと考えてたかも。
私はグリムの目を逃れるのが得意なんですよ。忘れましたか？
例えばの話だって。
ノーラが同じ目に遭ったら、私もそうします。
Oh, okay, at least we got a little Ren Nora moment in there. That's nice.
Yeah.
If it happened to Pyrrha, I'd let her suffer. Fuck that bit. Oh, she's still alive.
Come forth! Plot banana! I was gonna say, like, nothing's happening. It's like, oh, I'm sorry. Look, it has performance anxiety.
These nuts!
Oh, do I finally get to do something? Jeez. After 10,000 years, I'm free!
Time to conquer Earth!
Like, wrong show, Clyde. Ah, damn it!
Then I shall grow to my full size and become Biolante! Wrong show again. Music's okay, but...
Music's pretty good, yeah. Oh, good, it worked.
言って、いや、後で必ず叩き起こすからね。
I don't know, all your other plans haven't been going well.
本気で思っているのか。
あなたが私の悪夢。
Are you surprised?
後悔してる。この先ずっとファウナスであ
I
る。
do have PTSD. Damn.
後悔なんてしない。仲間はきっと私を受け入れてくれる。
The power of friendship.
I'm gonna defeat Weiss with the power of friendship and this gun I found.
The power of friendship. I call my gun friendship. I've loaded it with the bullets of compassion.
Or they might be 9mm, I'm not sure. Oh no! Clyde!
Okay.
It's the MGM Wolf!
本当に大丈夫なの？ねえ。何これ？
It's a train.
Train, definition. Thing Yang wants to run on Blake. I mean, wait, what?
Choo choo, motherfuckers!
Break.
This is the weirdest Sailor Moon transformation I've ever seen.
Oh, she even gives, like, in the name of the White Fang.
I know.
This is just a bridge
I feel
sort
like this
of.
plan backfired!
White Fang spies are literally everywhere.
And Yang is suddenly disappointed.
Oh, not even the tentacles want me.
Oh god, could that, like, not be the worst thing for your abandonment issues? So it was John's cape. Why did you get John's cape? And why does it look better on you than it does on John?
John
Actually, you know
didn't wear
why?
it.
They designed her with this cape and not John, but they... Whoa, what was
Ooh.
with your face there? That was like
Oh
really detailed.
boy. Yikes, this walk animation.
Oh my god!
Oh god, they finally got a worse walk
Jesus
cycle than the one in
Christ.
Players and Pieces.
This is unacceptable.
Who animated this?
How did they get away with this?
I don't think anyone did. I think that they found this.
I was gonna say, like, I do like how her face looks. Oh, I'm sorry, her face was so bad in that one frame there. Like, earlier it was like, oh man, they actually make her look really cute. And then they go, the minute I'm trying to say that, they flash up one of the worst faces on screen.
Oh my god.
Christ.
Like, why do they... well...
And now back to where we were before. What the
Keep
fuck?
those tentacles away from those lollies. And just what?
Whoa, oh, whoa.
Oh, stop it.
Oh, yikes.
Stop with bad 3D models.
I believe I can fly.
Like, RWBY is a 3D animated show. The 3D shouldn't be this bad.
I fucking dig that weapon, though.
Yeah, the weapon's cool. Oh, yeah, I love watching nothing.
Hey, whatever saves them animation frames.
Okay, is it worse or better than the I stab at the screen trope that Batman hates?
Just straight up looking at nothing?
Worse?
Worse. Yeah.
Yeah, worse. Dukes of Hazzard!
Oh god, that looks so bad, the compositing
It looks
there.
so bad, god damn.
Like, I really want to see the little, like, green pixels around the edge.
Oh! Whoa! What was that face?
Oh.
Save the Tiny Weisses!
We've lost enough.
Oh, are we gonna get it? Are we gonna get it? It looks ugly. No, Yang, you punched the fist. This is how this is supposed to work.
It's harder on a motorcycle.
This is low-budget Bayonetta.
I was gonna say, like, I know how much you complained about the earlier episodes and how the animation didn't look good, but it's leagues way better than this.
Yeah, this is just
But
not
I'm not gonna
finished.
give them credit for it. Oh, our bad animation looks so much better in comparison to our worse animation from later episodes.
Man,
What is this?
Doing
this
three.
is not finished.
It's so not good.
Oh my god.
They are really making
What is
regular RWBY look
happening?
better in comparison.
Holy shit. Like, Ava, at its worst, was still more watchable than this.
Because Ava knew they were on a budget, and they were like, okay, we have
Yeah.
to hold this
Yeah.
shot for like a minute and a half.
Yes, RWBY, just fucking stand there.
I know, what the fuck? Oh my god, this whole segment is awful. Yeah, you wanted to shoot as her brother. I mean, I don't blame her.
So what happens if you kill the manifestation of a character in their dreams? Like, does
I
that
don't
erase
know.
the memory of Whitley from her brain?
Oh, that would be
God,
weird.
that would explain a lot, actually.
She just gets home after Volume 3 and it's like, I have a brother?
He's still swinging the sword. The fuck? He didn't stop swinging the sword with you falling.
They
Unless
reused that shot!
Yeah, they did. Oh my god!
Reused animation!
What?
Only in a dream.
Oh, the irony being that she can do that in Volume 8 on a hover bike. Which, I know, you're saying it's a hover bike, but no, it shouldn't work like that. All right, we got that. All right. But it wasn't a punch. It needed to be a punch versus a punch. You even got that wrong somehow.
Oh my god, what you...
これ以上の裁きを受ければ追放でも済ませれないのですよ。裁きだと。
Judgment? Judgment? Like a Dragon was a better Yakuza game! Ah!
どれだけの罪のないパウナスがお前たちの都合で一方的に裁きにかけられてきたか。なんですって。パウナスから突
This is like an episode of Revue Starlight almost.
逆らえば命を奪う。
Hey! Hey now!
Not the
Starlight
quality.
was fucking good.
Not the quality, just like the fact that they're like it looks like one of their reviews, you know?
Yeah, but like those were animated well and they were supposed to be dreamlike. Here it's like it's supposed to be dreamlike, but it's shit.
Look at fucking Ozpin!
彼女自身が意図的にナイトメアを受け入れて意図的であれば
What was that video that Red Letter Media watched? Like the Math Made Easy tape?
No idea.
I'll see if I can find that episode. It was one of their Black Spine episodes.
It's a very poorly animated video about something
What
math.
are you talking about? Everybody talks like
Yeah, it's got creepy animation. Everybody looks wrong.
They're all cartoon potatoes.
Well, it's
A little blonde kid looks like he's just in shock. They all walk like this.
Jay, that presumes they walk half the time. They're just like this.
Yeah.
Here, let me change some of these coins into dollars.
Guys, has no one noticed that Ruby's infected? Has everyone been ignoring that?
Hopefully. Okay, Ruby, this is the 4th time you're trying this, and you have lost all of the other relics exactly this way. No, it's the 3rd time she's trying this.
Your track record is not great.
This is your last chance, unless they're gonna go and find the Nora relic for some reason.
Oh god, the 3D models again. What was that face? You look so goofy. Why did you put that in so slowly?
That's her plan. She's gonna keep it in the bag this time. I get you.
Hey, to use up as many frames as possible, alright?
Does Ruby even realize she's infected with a nightmare right now?
I don't know.
I hope she does.
Oh,
thank you, Train.
My god.
Showing up right at the end of the episode?
Wow. Wow.
Bad Guys.
That was...
Wow.
Unlike the movie Bad Guys, which was actually kind of good, this was just bad guy.
Wow.
At least the end cover art is nice as usual at this rate. But yeah, no, that was. Oh God, what happened?
Jesus.
Someone, tell me what did we just watch?
So there are 2 more episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
They clearly didn't save any budget for the.
I'm hoping they did. Like, this is them compensating for the end. But
how?
I don't know, man.
Like, how do they not go all out on this? Like,
because the animation quality has been getting progressively worse since the nightmare started. Like little bits at first, and the last episode was kind of noticeable, and this, holy shit!
Yeah,
this.
there were. We haven't had an episode yet where the entire time we've been bitching about the animation, but this is it. This is where we're like, it's so weird because like it was so distracting. I couldn't really pay attention to what was happening necessarily. So I kind of want to break down what exactly is happening in this episode beyond the animation. We can come back to that, but like,
so like the whole first scene is just this dumb plan of like get
like the first half of the
purpose.
episode is that.
All right, 1 minute. I gotta listen to something here. Ima sume kakimashou. No, I don't think they used a pronoun in that statement. That's another thing about Japanese is you don't necessarily need to use pronouns if you know who you're talking about.
Yeah. I think that's what that's what I was trying to say is that there's a lot of like humor in anime that doesn't translate because pronouns are like optional. I don't know.
Contextually optional. Yeah. You can as long as you know who you're talking about, you can just say do this and you know that it's like ask this, and it's like, oh, you're asking it of this person. Yeah. Makes sense. And I think that's what Blake just said. If I can go back actually just 1 minute and a moment and try and get another.
So were they talking about Weiss or Shion?
Shion. But let's ask the professor if it's possible first, and then not Imasugi Nakamashou? Is that right? Imasugi Nakamashou? Is that what she said? Which that's like like if that's the case, then let's ask her right away. That's basically what she's saying. Or if that's the case, let's ask right away.
Not gonna show you these nuts.
We were having such a good time.
Were we though?
No, we weren't actually. This was awful.
I've improved.
Holy shit!
So let's run over this. At the very beginning, we have this planning scene. Blake suddenly knows intimately how multiple nightmares interact. I guess I don't even entirely understand the plan because apparently two nightmares are going to attack each other, or is it just because she's Blake and she's Weiss?
That's just God. It's like it's a real ass pull of a situation, and they spent 9 minutes of the episode not justifying it, just like legitimizing it.
Like that was that was half the episode. That explanation took
half the episode, and it would have been one thing if Blake had a reason to know that. It would have been like, but like this goes back to one of the classic RWBY complaints is that semblances are supposed to be unique, so there would be no reason for one character to know another's semblance.
Yeah.
So taking it at face value. Or taking it with the best faith interpretation. Mm-hmm. She's either studied up on nightmares or whatever, and she's not talking about semblances. She's just talking about, like, we're in Weiss's dream right now, predominantly because it's the nightmare creating the dream. Like, we've been brought in. If I get possessed by the nightmare, then my dream will start to challenge hers for dominance, and we'll have two dreams basically simultaneously, and that'll give Blake enough strength to actually challenge Weiss on fair footing, while everyone else can go out and do their own individual thing.
This really is just Perrin versus Slayer from Wheel of Time. Like, I know you guys haven't read it. Maybe you did read my explanation of what happened on the video I edited, the episode 7 reaction, I think.
Yeah, I've shit to do. I'm reading that.
So Blake's going on this whole thing is just like, don't worry, you can snap me out of it. And then she goes full into the nightmare. And all I'm thinking was, this reminds me of Soul Eater. That bit where Maka's fighting Krona, and Soul's kind of going through his partial possession at that point. So Maka's like, share that with me, and then she just goes batshit insane.
Mm. You would have to explain to someone that's watched Soul Eater.
Okay.
I got one episode in, and someone's voice actor was so bad that I had to basically drop it. Blue hair.
Blue hair. Oh, Black Star.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's Brittany Karbowski. Who a female doing the voice for Black Star, and that's she's just like, really it's just her voice, but like gruffer to like sound like a little boy.
Yeah, I remember being very annoyed by it. I don't know why.
that was actually my introduction to her.
It has been probably over a decade since I watched that. So,
I actually was about to start rewatching it recently because Nelson was interested in it, but then first episode we got Blair naked in the tub, and I'm like, maybe let's wait a couple years. Great show though, great show. Ending kind of falls apart, but otherwise, great show.
We're avoiding the topic.
Yes. So anyway, as I was watching Blake become possessed like that, I'm just thinking this is like when Maka got her ass possessed and then just went full on batshit on Krona.
Yeah.
So
I okay. The pros of this episode. I like the little exchange between Blake and Dream Atom there. It's like Blake trying to confront her own insecurities about her friends and the like. I like it. A lot of this I like conceptually at this rate. Like the main conceit of the show I'm not the biggest fan of, but like what they've done with it, they've introduced a lot of concepts where I'm like, okay, leading into Volume 2, this actually kind of paves over a lot of things, like Blake being a lot more moderate on the White Fang stuff, even more than she was in Volume 1. It's like we have a lot of these different things where they're tackling it, and they become more of a friends group that we see in Volume 2, quote unquote. That makes some sense to me. It just, a lot of the delivery is so weak.
The conversation that Blake and Weiss are having as they're fighting, conceptually I like it. Because it's all the words that they've never really gotten to say on screen about their spat, because they completely dropped that plot point after Volume 1. So like I like that, like in on principle. It's just, oh boy,
she's a faunus phobe. Like really, she's just scared of them.
Yeah.
Is there, okay, so Blake and Weiss are fighting throughout most of the episode. Weiss gain over. God, I think the worst part of the episode was definitely Yang on her bike.
That was pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like,
especially because it was just
single
filler.
shot.
Like Yang, like all she did was hand Ruby the thing and then let Ruby go in.
John just happens to find his sword. Oh my god, I didn't realize this. Like, it was happening so quickly. But the giant Jacques Schnee robot swings its sword at John. We don't see it connect. We just see John fall over.
Hit the ground.
And hit his ground to pick up his sword. And it's like,
which is
why he's still there.
Which is why I was confused, because I'm like, the sword's still swinging. No, it had already swung. Okay, that's where it threw me off.
Like, it doesn't stop, though, that it should be still trying to kill him. Why is it not, like, stabbing down into him, Zelda style?
Oh, God.
Because he's got to go through that, like, animation where he picks up the sword because he found it.
I mean, this would hardly be the first time a RWBY character stood still during a fight and waited for the opponent to move. So
true. Yeah. Also, Yang being like, "Oh, I can drive on the wall in a dream," and it's just like, yeah, that's like basic bitch level stuff. Can we get something more interesting?
Yeah, parkour. Like, it should have like busted out with wings and like turned into a jet or something like that.
Okay, I just watched Ember Celica transform in her arm on her arm.
It opened completely.
Yeah, there was a time where it opens completely at the bottom. Like, doesn't it just fall off your wrist at that point? What the hell is this?
I mean, I will forgive that one because Weiss doesn't know how it works. And like, I think that's a really funny thing that they are probably leaning way too heavily on to excuse a lot of the bad animation. But like, I think it's funny that that Weiss doesn't know how Yang's weapon works and like would just imagine that it opens all the way, or that Ruby's is backwards, or that Blake's is like 1,000 feet long or whatever.
Yeah, I could see that. Although, to be fair, Blake's is kind of like 1,000 feet long. That ribbon is however long it wants to be.
Yeah, it's like Rapunzel's hair.
I do like Blake's weapon. I like it a lot. That's a really cool combination of her and Adam's weapons. Everyone outside just waiting around doing nothing, being like, "Can we go in?"
Like, it's not even that they're not doing anything. They want to do something, and the adults are just like, no, let's see how this plays out.
We don't have the budget to animate 4 characters. What do we do if there are 8 running around?
It's so weird, especially because Pyrrha's already in there. Like, we have the Pyrrha character right there. So, like, all right, taking bets. First half of the next episode, Ruby manages to get to where she needs to be and kills the Nightmare. And Weiss comes out of it. Then they have to save Ruby and Blake from the Nightmare. Unless, because I'm confused on this, is Ruby infected by her own Nightmare, or is she just infected by Weiss's Nightmare by proxy, by being in here effectively? Because like I don't understand if it's like did the Nightmare give birth to a new Nightmare inside of Ruby?
Jesus Christ, this really is Inception.
Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering. So like, are they going to have to save Ruby, or are they going to have to save Blake after this? Or are they going to have to save both? Or, plot twist, they're going to have to save Yang. Just because Yang likes being able to drive on walls.
And also Yang
everybody's gonna get out, and the last episode is just like Yang trying to drive on a wall again, and then like breaking her neck, and then she's like in a vegetative state. And it's just 20 minutes of them all like sitting around like weeping about
whether or not they need to pull the plug. The last half minute is just a black screen. You just hear beep. Beep.
Oh god, I just had an awful thought. I just had an awful thought. What if at that one point they're trying to snap Blake out and they're like fighting her, and during this fight, Blake just chops off Yang's arm, and then like Yang's just looking at her. I'm like, oh, thank God, that's never gonna happen again.
And then it ends with the Curb Your Enthusiasm music.
I think I would forgive all this show's faults if they went in that hard.
God, like
so there's this Weiss line at like 2038 or something, where she's like, the Blake I know would never say such things, and it's just like, yeah, the Blake you know is a fucking coward who didn't want anyone to know she was a faunus. Like, of course she wouldn't like stand up for fucking people in some sort of public forum where the fucking person responsible could hear. Like, this is super Blake. This is supercharged Nightmare Blake we're talking about.
Okay,
here.
I'm gonna push back against that a little bit, because like both in the show and in the original, we saw Blake flat out confronting, like, the only thing she hid was that she was a faunus. She had no problem walking up to Weiss and being like, you're a bitch, your family's an exploitive piece of shit, and you need like go die in a ditch somewhere. Like,
yeah, she went off on Carden too.
Yeah,
did
classroom. She go off on Carden? I thought she went off about Carden.
When they were doing the whole classroom learning about the rebellion and stuff, like she threw a comment his way.
Yeah, like it's like, oh, she that was more of a subtle, but like it was more
like just a snide jab.
It was a snipe. It was a snipe at him.
I thought that was Pyrrha.
Pyrrha did too. Yeah, Pyrrha did too. But Blake got her 2 cents in as well.
Yeah, I guess I just don't remember that scene.
But yeah, okay. Blake isn't non-aggressive. It's just that like, I don't know. Like now it's like she's going full like faunus supremacist. It's like
except she's not even doing that.
Why is she doing that? I don't even know what Blake is doing. It's like,
yeah,
how is this?
She brought the faunus like to Weiss so that Weiss could kill them. Like, she's trying to like make like, because she's all like, oh, here are all the faunus, you want to pass judgment on them? Like, she's trying to make Weiss feel guilty, I think.
I wonder how much control Blake actually has in this form.
I don't know if she has any right now.
Because, like, she might be completely, like, she's resistant to the nightmare because she willingly accepted it, but it's like it's another one of those things where it's so nebulous as to what the rules are.
Yeah, it's weird, and it was such an ass pull that I wish they didn't try to justify it at all. Like, because Blake made it seem like she had a good idea, which she absolutely did not. And there's no reason for her to think that was a good idea. She should have.
She did that thing. She did that thing where, like, at the very beginning, she was like, "I have an idea," and immediately goes to try and do it without like telling anyone. It's like, okay, hold your. I appreciate that about Yang. Yang is like, oh, hold on, Missy. You're going to explain to me exactly what's running through your head right now, because like I'm not letting you run off to die in a ditch somewhere. And then she proceeded to let Blake run off and die in
Go die in a
somewhere.
ditch.
But you know what? At least she knew what was happening.
Yeah.
That's her strength.
Like, I would have respected it way more if instead, like, if Blake, like, you know, got tempted by the power, and she's like, you know, fuck trying to save, why are we trying to save Weiss? Fuck Weiss. I'm gonna use this, you know, nightmare power to kill Weiss. You know, something like that. And the same shit could have happened. Or if she, like, got infected accidentally, and then thought, I should, like, try to make the best of a bad situation. But her thinking that it's a good idea to get infected and then go fight with Weiss is like, how did you think? Because, like, her logic is that Weiss is stronger because she's nightmare infected, so she has to get nightmare infected to also be strong enough to, like, keep Weiss at bay long enough to let Ruby go and kill the actual nightmare Grim.
Well, this
right?
ties back to this.
Am I reading that right?
Well, this kind of ties back to that Soul Eater thing. So Krona fights with a sword that basically drinks black blood from I forget what the main enemy is called. The Kishin. So the only way, and Krona is like hella strong on their own. So Maka and Soul had been infected with black blood earlier. So Mako's reasoning was, well, infect me with it so that I can match Krona's strength. So that's kind of the parallel I'm seeing here with Blake asking the nightmare to possess her. So I think that's the logic we're going with here.
I don't even know anymore. I really have no gauge on what the fuck is happening.
She wants, I think she's like, oh, I'll distract Weiss while you go and kill the nightmare.
Yeah,
I think that's it.
Yeah. I think you're right. It's just like, it's all presented in such a shit way. Also, does Ruby know any of this? Did they? So
no. Ruby's doing her own thing right now. She has no idea what the fuck's going on.
I mean, Yang probably told her to go and fight the nightmare thing. Like, I don't know. Maybe she has, like, object permanence, and she can tell that Weiss is, you know, distracted by Blake, or just like whoever she thinks that is.
She hops on the back of Yang's bike, and she's like, Yang, did you see Blake's ass? Oh my god!
Yes, Ruby, I've seen Blake's ass. Now we have a job to do.
I love how Ruby's boss fight turned out to be Whitley. Okay, that was annoying. She literally walked in, and, like, Whitley stole the relic, and then immediately she just shot Whitley and got the relic back. It's like, what was the point of that scene?
Is that why you intended my scythe to shoot from the ass? Because you wanted me to shoot down an ass? I don't know, Ruby. Maybe. Sure.
What was the point of that scene?
I don't know.
Frames? I don't know. Like, they knew they were walking towards, like, the tentacle monster, and you can see how hard they tried to avoid animating tentacles.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There were times in there where I'm just like, especially, but Blake got infected. When Blake got infected, her tattoo wasn't even the right shape. It was like weirdly geometric. It wasn't like very like a thorny vine like everyone else's was. Then Ruby goes in there, and, like, all the vines are just moving around like they're a liquid mass to, like, create a blob to draw. This has to be the worst animated episode of this show thus far.
It has to be.
And it's so padded. It's so padded. It's not even
like and with bad animation too. Like, they don't even get, like, the still frames of characters looking good. Like, there were a couple Ozpin faces, and I'm like, dude, you did my boy dirty.
Dude, those fucking pauses on Shion's face where that model was all weird looking.
Dude,
Jean's face when he looks up at the Big Nicholas.
Dude, everything with Big Nicholas. Everything with Big Nicholas was a nightmare.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It's just, like, bad. I hate
and then straight up literally reusing a shot. Like,
yeah.
I thought we had gotten past this. I thought we had evolved past like reusing exact shots like that.
Oh.
Like,
I
is this worse than Genlock season 1?
It's getting to be as it's getting to be as disappointing as Genlock.
I don't mean like the writing
yeah.
of the story or anything. I'm just talking about like the animation and the art direction. Like, does this look worse than Genlock season 1?
Ooh, that's a hard. Like animation wise, this episode is worse. Art
Yeah,
direction wise, I would argue it's probably still stronger because Genlock is so bland.
Yeah.
Genlock is like
absolutely
ugly, but
this at least has some personality to it. Even if it's not the greatest personality, it's still something.
Yeah, RWBY's finally not. The colors are finally not muted in this show.
Yeah, I do appreciate that. Like the colors are pretty good.
Yes.
God.
I the only like solace I take is that God willing, last 2 episodes.
Put a timestamp into like this moment, like at the beginning of the episode. Just like put a timestamp in and be like the first positive thing they say about this episode.
But yeah, the only solace I'm taking this is that the next 2 episodes is what they're saving the budget on.
I mean, but like this episode was. This episode was all animation. Like
it's wishful thinking. I know. I'm just like I can't bring myself to believe that they blew everything on just those first 3 episodes, which is just a recap of shit we saw a decade ago.
That's the stuff that Gen Urobuchi didn't want to include, right?
No, no. Gen suggested the recap.
Right.
But that's being said, it's like his entire plan was these 8 episodes, and he's like, oh, then we can do a recap episode to like, make it to round it all out. Just like make it nice in 12 episodes or whatever. It's like, oh, we have space for that. And I'm like, why'd you put all your good animation in the recap?
And it wasn't even good animation. It was just overblown, like, fake Sakuga. We got Sakuga on Wish.com.
Oh, Jesus Christ! I think I'm good on this episode, guys. I'm just being frank.
Yeah.
At least it's better than I think last episode where it was just sort of we had nothing to talk about. This time, at least we had something to talk about.
And it's all animation.
Well, thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you had a good time with us, if not a good time with this show, because we didn't. Please remember, if you would like to support this channel, hit that subscribe button, ring that bell, and like the video, and share it around for all your friends to see if you think they might be interested in RWBY content. And if you want to support the channel, you can support any of us on our Patreons, links below in the description, and for $1 or more, you get access to the Team Frostbite Discord server, where me, Fatman, Tom, Dashy Lee, and a whole host of other people from around the RWBY community are regularly active, such as the Sketchy Huntsman. And additionally, like Tom said at the very beginning, and I think I had my ad bumper at the beginning of this. Both our books are currently available. Tom on a whole host of different sites, which should be popping up on screen right now.
But physical copies, as of now, the only place I'm aware of that is 100% doing physical copies is Amazon.
Yep, and mine is available exclusively on Amazon, and you can get both digital and print there. So,
if you want me to write a book, go to my Patreon.
We already had linked your Patreon. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we'll catch you all on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.